Have you ever wondered who the real genius behind our modern electrical world was? It wasn't just one person, but if you had to pick a single, towering figure, you'd be hard-pressed to find a better candidate than Nikola Tesla. His name is everywhere today on electric cars, in physics textbooks, but the man himself remains shrouded in mystery and legend. In this video, we're going to pull back the curtain on the life of a true visionary, a man who dreamed of a wireless world a century before it became a reality. We'll explore his incredible mind, his epic rivalry, his dazzling inventions, and the tragic story of how a man who gave the world so much died with so little. This is the story of the man who invented the 20th century. Our story begins on a stormy night between July 9th and 10th, 1856, in the small village of Smiljan, then part of the Austrian Empire. Born into a Serbian family, young Nikola was the son of an Orthodox priest, Milutin, who hoped his son would follow him into the clergy. But Tesla's destiny lay not in the church, but in the crackling, mysterious world of electricity. From a very young age, his mind worked in ways that baffled those around him. Imagine a child who could perform complex integral calculus entirely in his head, so quickly that his teachers were convinced he was cheating. That was Tesla. His mother, Kukamandik, though unschooled, was a brilliant inventor in her own right, creating household appliances and tools in her spare time. It was likely from her that Tesla inherited his inventive spirit. This creative spark, combined with an insatiable curiosity for science, put him on a collision course with his father's wishes. A near-fatal bout of cholera at age 17 became a strange turning point. While on his sickbed, Tesla convinced his father that if he recovered, he must be allowed to study engineering. Miraculously, he survived, and his father kept his promise. He enrolled at the Austrian Polytechnic in Graz, where a classroom demonstration of a dynamo sparked a revolutionary idea. He saw the machine's inefficient sparking commutators and instantly envisioned a better motor that ran on a seamless, rotating magnetic field. This was the seed of the alternating current system that would soon change the world. Though he left university without a degree, his mind was already buzzing with the future. In 1884, at the age of 28, Tesla made the most important journey of his life. He arrived in New York City with just 4 cents in his pocket, a book of his own poetry, some calculations, and a letter of introduction to the most famous inventor in America, Thomas Edison. Edison was the king of electricity, a titan of industry whose direct current, or DC, systems were lighting up parts of Manhattan. He was practical, business-minded, and focused on marketable inventions. Tesla was a dreamer, a theoretician who saw grand, sweeping possibilities. Edison gave him a job and was quickly impressed by Tesla's brilliance. So, what was this war of currents all about? It sounds dramatic, and it was. It was a battle for the future of electricity. Edison championed direct current, or DC. Think of DC like water flowing steadily in one direction through a pipe. It was simple, but it had a huge weakness. It couldn't travel long distances without losing power. This meant you'd need a power plant every square mile or so, making it incredibly inefficient for electrifying a whole country. Tesla, on the other hand, championed alternating current, or AC. AC is like water sloshing back and forth in the pipe. Its real magic is that its voltage can be easily stepped up for long-distance travel with minimal power loss, and then stepped down to a safe level for use in homes and factories. Tesla's system, based on his concept of a polyphase rotating magnetic field, was elegant, efficient, and vastly superior for building a large-scale power grid. After leaving Edison, Tesla struggled, at one point even digging ditches to survive, but his genius couldn't be buried. He found financial backers and established his own lab. In 1888, he licensed his groundbreaking AC patents to George Westinghouse, Edison's chief competitor. The war was on. Edison, seeing his DC empire threatened, launched a vicious smear campaign. He publicly electrocuted animals, from dogs to an elephant, using a C to prove how dangerous it was. He tried to brand execution by electric chair as being Westinghoused, but technology and truth were on Tesla's side. The turning point came in 1893 at the World's Columbian Exposition in Chicago. Westinghouse and Tesla won the contract to illuminate the fair, while Edison's DC could have powered only a small section. Tesla's AC system lit up the entire White City in a dazzling display of over 100,000 incandescent lamps. It was a breathtaking spectacle that proved to the world the power and safety of alternating current. The final victory came 2 years later, in 1895, at Niagara Falls. The first large-scale hydroelectric plant in the world was built there, and it used Tesla's AC system to harness the power of the falls and transmit it all the way to Buffalo, New York, over 20 miles away. The war of currents was over. Tesla had won, but Tesla was so much more than just the AC guy. His mind was a whirlwind of futuristic ideas. In 1891, he invented one of his most iconic devices, the Tesla coil. It's an electrical transformer circuit that can produce incredibly high-voltage, high-frequency alternating currents. If you've ever seen a science museum demonstration with bolts of artificial lightning crackling through the air, you've seen a Tesla coil in action. It was more than just a spectacular light show. It was a critical component for his experiments in wireless communication. Tesla became obsessed with the idea of transmitting not just information, but electrical power itself, through the air, without wires. In 1899, he moved his laboratory to the high altitudes of Colorado Springs to conduct his most ambitious experiments yet. He built a massive coil that generated millions of volts and created artificial lightning bolts over 100 feet long. The thunder from his experiments could be heard 15 miles away. He claimed to have detected signals from outer space, a claim that was ridiculed at the time but seems eerily prescient today. His ultimate dream was to build a global wireless system. He secured funding from the powerful financier J.P. Morgan and began construction of a colossal transmission tower at Wardenclyffe on Long Island, New York. This magnificent 187-foot tower was intended to be the first of many, a network that would provide free, wireless energy and communications to the entire planet. But it was a vision too grand for its time. Morgan grew skeptical when he realized there was no clear way to meter and, therefore, profit from wireless power. Funding was cut, and Tesla's grandest dream crumbled into a pile of debt and unrealized potential. The Wardenclyffe Tower was eventually dismantled and sold for scrap, a towering monument to a future that never was. Despite this devastating failure, Tesla's mind never stopped working. During his lifetime, he amassed around 300 patents. He sketched out ideas for technologies that seemed like pure science fiction. He envisioned robotics, remote-controlled vehicles, which he actually demonstrated in 1898, radar, vertical takeoff aircraft, and even speculative concepts like particle beam weapons. He was a prophet of the modern technological age, predicting a world of instant wireless communication that sounds remarkably like our internet-connected society. Yet, as his ideas became more eccentric and his public profile waned, his financial situation grew ever more precarious. He was a brilliant inventor, but a poor businessman, while others, like Edison and Westinghouse, built massive corporate empires from their inventions. Tesla spent his later years moving from one New York hotel to another, often leaving unpaid bills behind. He became an increasingly isolated figure, known for his eccentric habits, like feeding the pigeons of New York City, with whom he claimed to have a special bond. On January 7, 1943, at the age of 86, Nikola Tesla died alone and in relative poverty in his room at the Hotel New Yorker. At first it seemed his legacy might be forgotten, overshadowed by the more commercially successful figures of his time. But history has a way of finding its heroes. In the decades after his death, his reputation began a slow but steady resurgence. Scientists and engineers rediscovered the depth and breadth of his work. In 1960, in recognition of his monumental contributions, the SI unit for magnetic flux density was officially named the Tesla. So, as we stand here in the 21st century, what is Tesla's true legacy? It's all around us. It's in the AC power grid that energizes our cities and homes. It's in the radio and television signals that fly through the air. The principles behind his wireless dreams are the foundation for our Wi-Fi, our smartphones, and the Internet of Things. His visionary spirit, the willingness to dream big, to challenge the status quo, and to pursue ideas that seem impossible continues to inspire a new generation of inventors, engineers, and entrepreneurs. The story of Nikola Tesla is a powerful and sometimes tragic tale of genius, ambition, and struggle. He shows us that the path of true innovation is rarely easy. He reminds us that the greatest ideas are often generations ahead of their time. He truly was the man who saw the future. Thank you so much for joining us on this journey through the incredible life of Nikola Tesla. If you found this story as fascinating as we do, please hit that like button. Subscribe to our channel for more deep dives into history and technology, and let us know in the comments below which of Tesla's inventions or ideas amazes you the most. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.